Hi guys, so I'm going to do tonight's reading. I'm going to talk about the debates. I'm really curious to see what kind of cards I'm going to get. I'm so excited. Debates. I am so excited. And it's kind of funny because I was talking to my boyfriend tonight. I went over there for dinner. He's a Trump supporter, okay? So we've been together for about 9 years, off and on. But it'll be 10 in January, actually. I can't believe it. But we are so far apart when it comes to politics, and we try not to discuss it. And he normally doesn't care about politics, since I've known him until now. But I was like, are you going to watch the debates? And he's like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, really? I was very shocked that he was going to watch a debate. But he's going to watch the debates. And so am I. I'm definitely on it. I'm going to watch it. And, but we're not doing it together. Because, see, you don't understand. There is one night we got in an argument about Trump. And I left, okay? Got in an argument, Trump, this, that, whatever. Had an argument. I walked out the door. So we just kind of know. It's just kind of one of those things. It still pops up a little bit, but we know to squash it now. Let's not do it because we know where it's going to go. And that's what you kind of got to do. I don't know how marriages, I know marriages, people are getting divorced because especially there's just so much that comes out of people, with these candidates and everything that's going on. And we got the big news, the tax returns came out. And $750 in 2016, that's all he paid. And he apparently is, he's good at losing money. He's real good at that. That's one thing those tax returns prove is he's real good at losing money. Really, you probably feel pretty good about yourself financially now. But I was looking at some of the hashtags on Facebook, like broke-ass president and broke-a-honest. And I laughed and everything. But really, it's not funny. It's not funny that we have somebody that cannot manage businesses and their own finances running the company. Or running the country. And, and we need good leadership and everything. So, but that's okay. Just talking a little bit. Let's get to it. So this is how I'm going to do it. And I know it's hard for you guys to see when I lower it, but you can kind of see when I hold up. I'm going to split. So I'm going to have the top row is going to be Biden. The bottom row is going to be Trump. And I'm going to draw cards for each row. And then I'll probably do some in the center. And then we're going to kind of just see what cards each candidate gets and get a little bit of a feel how things are going to go. I'm going to put everything aside because, hey, if Trump does a good job tomorrow night, I will say, yeah, he's going to do a good job. Just so you know. I'm not like that with tarot. Of course, yeah, I'm going to put some of my feelings into it. But, if Trump is going to do a good job on certain things or whatever, I will let you know that. Because, I don't know what kind of preparation he's done and everything. I will anticipate some people are working with him because they want him to do a good job. So I actually, as I kind of tuned in before I even drew cards, I do feel he's been... working with some people, because he knows Biden's going to be prepared. And if he comes out there and there's, nothing practiced, nothing rehearsed, nothing written down, no questions gone over, he's going to fail. But can he compose himself, and, is he going to be calling him Sleepy Joe in the debate and everything? Or can he compose himself and really talk about issues? I want to focus on that. I want to see what kind of work he's done. And because we know Biden, he's going to be prepared. I feel we know that. But will he gaffe? That's one of the things. So let's kind of see, let's see what's going to happen and what cards each one gets. I'm going to lower it down. But I know you're all curious. And sorry I'm getting this out a little late. I was doing some things tonight. Ooh, that kind of stuck there. Okay, so top is Biden, bottom is Trump. But I will say, I do not think it's a coincidence that these tax returns came out right before the debate. Because I'll tell you what, if I was Trump, I would feel very caught off guard and very nervous about them coming out. But I feel that feels a little planned. I'll be honest with you. But think about it, it's just days before this debate. All right, let's see. I'm gonna draw. I'm just gonna do the first two cards. I'm gonna do it a little different. I'm gonna do the first two cards for Biden. First two cards for Trump. Hey, let me focus for a minute here. Okay, now the very first card is the Knight of Wands. What this kind of makes me feel is Biden is going to possibly bring up some things about the military and so forth. I do feel certain statements that may have come out, obviously the losers and suckers, certain things about the military, you know, just not respecting them and so forth. I feel like some of this may pop up in the debate and so forth, a little bit of that. When I look at the Prince of Discs, I feel when I tune into this, coming up with some kind of economic plan, something a little bit more organized. We've got a little bit of Taurus there, okay? So I feel like some kind of strategy fiscally. I definitely feel he's going to talk about taxes, that he's not going to be upping the middle class. He's going, one of the things we've been all reading about is he's, you know, only going to raise taxes on people who make $400,000 or more. I do feel that will probably come in by the debate, but he's going to try to reassure the American people, hey, I'm not going to gouge you and so forth financially. Now, when I get to Trump, the first two cards for him are Dominion. So Dominion is kind of to also obviously dominate and power, a little bit different in this. But, you know, he's definitely going to try to come in there in a powerful stance, you know, and everything is on the line. He has two paths he can go here. You know, he can either resume power or he's going to lose and lose big. He's really at the fork in the road right now. This is really where he is. You know, polls wide, they're really, Biden's ahead a little bit, but it's not huge. So how he does, and there's more than one debate, of course, but tonight is going to really set the tone here. And he's going to do his best. I do feel he's going to try to do a good job. But, okay, the next card is cruelty. Okay, you know this is classic Trump. You know, he's going to come in there and he's going to try to dig. And he's going to do, you know, do what he does best. You know, there's going to be some insults and so forth and putting him down in negative ways. He may bring up his son, you know, trying to throw that under there. You know, try to come up with some real underhanded moves. But cruelty, you know, this is, you know, the way he is. This is what he does when he's on Twitter. So expect he may be toned down. I feel a little bit of a toned down Trump, you know, not as reactive, say, as he is on Twitter, but he's still going to get some digs in there. There's going to be some underhanded digs, you know, that he may say, oh, you're going to defund the police, or, you know, he may bring up some kind of leftist talk, socialism, but expect there's going to be some tough stuff, he says. But I still feel a rather toned down Trump. He's going to be a little different than he is in the rallies. Okay. So, very interesting. I've got 2 sixes here. Okay. I've got for Biden, I've got the 6 of Cups, pleasure. But I've also got for Trump, success. What does this mean? Okay, now one of the things that Trump is going to do per the success card, he's going to talk about how good the economy was. He's going to brag about himself. He's going to try to make the American people feel he is successful and he is doing a good job. And that is what he's going to give a lot of positive talking points about what he has been doing for this country to present that he is a successful businessman and so forth. But I want you to take note, I've got pleasure, the other 6, right above. Now, I want you to kind of note that success, this card is a 6 of Pentacles. Okay, this is the one about giving to the beggars and so forth. This is what I've done for the American people. This is what I've given them. But they're beggars, right? Okay. But then we've got the pleasure card for Biden, which is the 6 of Cups and so forth. So it's like, why would he take pleasure in that? What it is about? I want you to note that these are cups and these are very emotional. So I feel like where he's going to be trying to talk about how good the economy was, okay, he is going to bring up more issues and reach the American people in more of an emotional way. And let me pull back a little bit. So he's the 6 of Cups is also about the past. And the 6 of Pentacles can be as well. But what you got to understand is that he's going to be referring back, well, I did a good job. With coronavirus, he's probably going to bring up that he, like with the ban on travel. Oh, but I banned travel. I did this, I did that. And he's going to try to purport, I saved more lives than we have lost. We would have lost more. So expect some little bits of twists and everything. But I've got this here, the pleasure card, which is 6 of Cups, which also is about the past and so forth. So I feel like Biden's also going to go back into the past, and he's going to, of course, he's going to take a little pleasure in pointing out the obvious of the failures and so forth. But will he be able to break him down enough? But see, the thing is, there are going to be those who think he's done a good job. They listen to him and believe what he says. So be prepared for a little bit of that going on. I'll bring you back down. But yeah, so he's gonna talk about his successes. He's not gonna talk about his failures. Okay? He's not gonna talk about his failures. Oh, Trump. Okay, so this is what I got above here. For Biden, I've got the star. See, his message is about hope. Let me bring it up here. I just feel like I want to talk to you guys, okay? So Biden's got a message of hope for the American people, of what he can do, that he believes, he's going to come across patriotic, but his patriotism is different. It's about taking care of people and hope and everything else, and a love of community, and the unity of people. But he's going to let, America know, that with him, he's like the hope, okay? He's the hope to get everyone out of it. But I've got the ruin card below that in Trump's position. So I feel Biden's, when he starts really talking about what he can do for America, when he starts making, look, this is how I put it. When he starts making us remember who we are as Americans, I feel he's going to reach hearts. I see that 6 of Cups card, and he's going to really reach into our soul, is what I really feel he's going to do. and make us feel hope again. You know, it's like maybe he says make America great again, but he's gonna be like make America hope again, and that remember who we were. We we're in this bad dream. We're in this darkness, but there is a star, and he's gonna make us hope again. And that is what's really gonna hurt Trump. That vision, because what is his almost 4 years done? It's ruin. It's ruin. He's really in so many ways ruined America. So when I feel he's going to really deliver the heartfelt speech of that promise and everything, and that's going to get everybody dreaming again. And it's kind of like, I feel like it's going to wake up some Americans. And I'm not trying to just say this because I like Biden. I got the star, guys. I feel it's going to wake up some people like, yeah, that's who we were. That's what America was about. It was about the unity. We weren't all going at each other. We weren't shooting each other in the street. 17-year-olds shooting people in the street and killing them. This wasn't us. We've always had problems. Of course, we've had problems. We've had school shooters, things like that. But it wasn't like this. So I feel when he really reaches into the soul of the American people and gives them, more messages of hope and everything, and what he can do, I feel that's going to be very good. So the next cards I have for Biden, I have the Fool, and then for Trump, I've got the Knight of Discs. Okay, so we talked a little bit about the economy and so forth, but Biden's really going to talk about a new beginning, because that is especially what the Fool is about, and of course he's going to say, trust me, right? I want you to trust me, take a chance on me, take a leap of faith, let's do this and so forth. That's kind of what the Fool is about. The Fool is very positive in tarot, just so you know. He's really no fool. Okay, he wasn't born yesterday, but he has a lot of trust and so forth. The man has a lot of faith. He really does have faith in the American people, and he's going to show that. But especially to get us to a new beginning. I feel like another message, and one of the things about the Fool, anytime the Fool shows up in a tarot layout, it is a point where we can kind of start over and get a new beginning. If we just kind of make that leap and so forth, we can make change. It can be very positive for you. So I do feel he's going to sell that message. Now, when I get to Trump, I've got the Knight of Discs. So I do feel, see, this is the thing. He's going to be really focused on economy, and, what he can do financially for people and so forth. And this is going to be a little bit of the difference and so forth that these two are going to have, where he's going to be talking about economy, and how he can boost America and things like that. He won't speak to our soul. This is the difference, and especially seeing that star, that's going to be really critical. Let's pull a few more. And now I got the Hermit, and if you've been following my videos for Biden, the Hermit, this is one of the things that is his strong suit. What you got to understand is, he's spent a little time in isolation. You don't see him going to jam-packed rallies. And some people say maybe he should, go to rallies. Maybe he should be doing certain things. But it's a pandemic. So, going out there, obviously having rallies puts people at risk. He's not willing to do that. But during his time in isolation, he spent a lot of time doing a lot of inner work, doing a lot of studying up, taking 40 years of wisdom to prepare for these debates, writing speeches and so forth. Just like at the Democratic National Convention, he did very well, with his speech. So, as far as people wondering if he's going to be prepared, see, that's the thing. He's going to be prepared. Give me a minute. I need a little bit to think on this. I'm going to draw another one for that. So I've got the Queen of Pentacles. One of the things I feel like Trump is going to do, this is one of his things. I feel he's going to try to appeal to women in this debate. I feel he's going to bring them up in some capacity, because this is one of the areas he really wants to reach. he has this thing in his mind about the suburban housewife and so forth. So I feel he's going to try to reach women in this debate. So just be kind of ready for that. Another area that I've got with Biden, I've got the strife card. And then with Trump, I've got the sorrow card. So one of the things that's going to be definitely brought up is issues with the protests and so forth. So be prepared for that. Issues with Black Lives Matter and the police brutality and so forth. And all of the losses. Now, sorrow, I placed below cruelty. I would just want you to note that was just kind of the way I laid it out. It's right below cruelty. Okay, so a lot of cruelty and a lot of sorrow, that Trump really is responsible for a lot of pain that is going on in the world. And Joe Biden's really going to get in there, like it is, a lot of people are Democrats that are out there protesting Black Lives Matter. That is true. And so he's going to kind of address that and so forth. But a lot of it has been peaceful protests. It's just there's troublemakers who try to make it look different. But so I do definitely feel there should be some things in the debates being brought up about that, about the protests and everything, and how that goes about. I look at sorrow and cruelty combined. That's not going to be a strong suit for him, especially because he has tried to be the law and order type of president. That was his thing, versus really trying to calm the storm, and, have some kind of, sorrow and remorse for what's going on. In looking at the situation, the challenge, the one thing that is going to be hard for Joe Biden, I've got the failure card, which is 7 of Pentacles, but I've also got the judgment card for Trump. So as far as economy wise, there's going to be a little bit of a struggle there, because even though Obama really and him got it going, he's got that economy behind him that people are still going to see. And they feel that Trump is the one that's going to kind of lift them out of the economic hole and stuff. So he might not be strong enough with the message about getting us out of the economic hole. Even if Trump is to blame from his response to the coronavirus, we may need a better plan than what he presents. But I've got judgment, or the Eon, for Trump. Okay, so I do feel, regardless, with that, he will still be called to task on his failures, that yes, the economy went down because of coronavirus and your response. And that is why we have, I think, what is it, about 18 million people unemployed and things like that. But I'm not sure if Biden's answer to the economic problems is going to be strong enough. That may be a little bit of a weak area for him that is going to be a challenge. But hold on. When I checked with the star and then cross ruin, okay, I do have gain though, and I do have valor for Trump. So I do feel that this is the challenging part, is what I kind of feel is Biden has an idea, but maybe it's going to take a little bit longer to get back to gaining the economy. And people might not like exactly his answer, but I feel he will have something to say on it, which will be, maybe a challenge. Of course, no rich person wants to pay taxes, right? Pay a bunch of tax money and all that. They don't even like to spend, they don't even like to tip well, But then on that, we've also got the 7 of Wands, which is also valor. So I do feel this is still an area that Trump may come in swinging. He may bring up, back in the day, Obama. He may bring up some issues. or that he feels that Obama was not strong on, and try to attack Biden. I'm going to draw 2 more cards for each one. But I feel like Trump is going to try to appeal to women. Okay. Wow. These are so contrasted. Okay. So the last cards I'm going to draw, I've got for Biden, I've got the worry card, which is 5 of Pentacles. Okay. So especially the people out in the cold. Okay. Remember 5 of Pentacles? I talked to you guys about it in my last video. These are the outcasts, the people out in the cold, the ones I talk about on my Christians and Lightworker video. You know, those people, the people that have lost everything, you know, and they need help and so forth. Okay. You know, just like the people that are unemployed, the people that are about to be evicted, you know, Biden's for them. You know, he's not there for the rich. Okay. He's there for the working class. You know, like the farmers afraid, you know, they're going to lose their farm. Suicide rates are really high among farmers, which is a real bad thing because of all the tariffs, you know, that Trump's puts on everything. And there's a lot of people worried about that. And he is going to be that beacon of hope. He's going to be that star, be like, I'll take care of you. Everything's going to be okay. And this is the area Trump would have a very hard time selling because he's got the luxury card. Okay, he's got the luxury card. His stuff benefits the rich, like himself. Oh, so we've got a very different thing here. We've got kind of the outcasts, the people that are poor, the people that are losing their homes, the people that are losing their farms, the people that can't pay their rent, the people that can't buy food, that are going to the food bank, you know, people that are just getting destitute. And it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse versus what he's for, luxury, you know, the rich. And that ultimately will come out in the debates. Okay. And that's going to come out in the debates. So this is going to be the big thing. I feel he overall, though, who really is going to win on that, you know, I mean, it's does anybody ever really change their mind in a debate? I feel some people on the fence might, but that's one of the areas, if Joe Biden does do that, and I do feel he will, you know, appeal to your average, everyday American person, you know, I feel, can reach them and be more in touch with them, where Trump is used to like the rich. And of course, the people, you know, in his rallies are not the rich billionaires, you know, but he doesn't know how, you know, the only way he can appeal to them is when he's got his cruelty going on, you know, when he's being cruel about the other side. Then they're like, yeah, you know, that just feeds into their hate of, you know, liberals and all that stuff. And so, but yeah, that's going to be a very big contrast. I feel like they're, you know, when I look at this, you know, they're just for different sides, who they want to really work for, who they want to benefit, and so forth. But let's see how it goes. We'll see how the debate goes in the end. But yeah, you know, I'm sure he's gonna swing. But I do take note, you know, that the strongest cards I really feel out of everything I've pulled are these: the Star and Ruin. You know, the message of hope. This is what America, you know, we want delivery. We don't just want hope. You know, don't just give me hope. You know, I want you to deliver on what you say. You know, no matter what. That's what we want. But I feel that is going to be one of the strongest shining areas where Biden, I feel he's going to be prepared. He's got that Hermit card that he's going to be able to really reach people with that. He's going to be able to give them hope. That's the main area. And that's why I feel in this particular debate, I do feel it's going to be real close. It's going to be real close, but I feel he's going to go a little notch up. I feel by the time some kind of polls, who did best in the debate, because I know they're going to do some surveys and polls and things like that. I feel he will come out ahead. And let's check it out. We'll see you tomorrow.